So life has a lot of repetition. Um, Life has a lot of repetition. I don't know how to phrase this the right way, but this is the way that's in me right now. There is so much repetition in life, so much so that when certain things happen in you, or when you go through certain things in your life, things are being questioned because you ought to have known of this. And everyone has a typical life cycle. Some people have, on a certain part of your life, there's a yearly cycle, and there is a monthly cycle. There is a 5-year cycle on some parts. Some parts are 10 years, and 5 years and 10 years is quite popular in some people's life, where you will notice that every 5 years something happens. You go through certain things, and every 10 years you go through certain things, and when you go through them, you're not surprised. You just say, I've been down this road, not the same thing happening, but down this road. I am aware. That is why people will buy a certain shoe type, because I've bought other shoes, and when I go down this road, it does not take me. You got to prepare yourself. You got to learn your reputations. And how do we know this? We know it through our anger, our frustration, our joy, our so much. Just be wiser, be clued up. We're not saying keep the guns and axes and pangas and always ready for war. No. We're saying there are things that are always happening, in so much so that you are now prepared for them. And you are so prepared, not that you need to fight them. At some point, you are so prepared that you can see them coming from a distance and you can avoid them. You can see them coming from a distance about to pass you, and you can attract them to you, because it's a repetition. It's not new. It is not new that we see young people feeling embarrassed about either the things that their parents do or the kind of food that their parents eat, but at a later stage they get to understand it and they want it. It's not new that it's not new that we see people getting lots of money and blowing it, and just blowing it. There's even in South Africa, there's even a show, is it a podcast? But it's an online show where they say, I blew it. And it's, when you listen to the stories, it's the same story. Somebody got the money, somebody started showing off, and somebody started like excessive use, and people told the person, don't do it, and it happened. And people told the person, we've seen it before, and it just happened. People or teens, when they are in their final leg of their high schools, they get big in the high school, then they get told, don't do this, we've seen it before, don't do that, stay away from that. And they just believe that, no. And at a later stage, they will then feel, some of them will apologize and say, I should have listened. Some of them that have been listening, they do reap the fruit. From this angle, we're just saying, understand that there is so much repetition to life that at a certain age you ought to be prepared. You can't conquer everything, but you ought to be prepared for certain things. Not everything is going to be on point, not everything is going to be accordingly, but you ought to be just prepared. You ought to be just ready. There should be something. Take care. Be prepared. Blessings to you.